Oh, that was pretty cool. I can't even believe how much this has grown, the door decorating contest, since I was here 5 years ago. That was really cool. And I know that you had a part of it too, right?
I did. I mean, that was back in '07, and you were '06 to '07.
Oh, 06, 07, yeah.
I was '07 to '08.
Yeah.
And I know this year the theme was to pirates, and you have to have the red and black, but incorporate it with pirates and the boats and the cannons and the extra little parrot and the eye black and.
I know,
So,
it almost looked like something that should be on stage in the theater, in the auditorium.
It really
It's really
should.
cool.
Yeah, it's amazing what students can do when they really put their mind to it and they love the creativity of it.
Exactly.
And get into that Durfee pride. So
Exactly.
it's definitely an awesome little feature here at Durfee High School.
Exactly. Now, we just saw the first half of football. Whalers are up 18-8. They've scored 18 unanswered points. They all came in the second quarter, in fact. Talk about what goes on right now in the locker room. You've had the opportunity to be a part of the football team, and you've been in these locker room meetings. So talk about what's going through the players' minds, the coaches' minds during this halftime.
Well, I mean, as all the adrenaline's rushing through the players and coaches, the main theme here is to just have fun. It's your last game as a senior, and I know 4 years later, here I am today, and I'm wishing I could be out there. I'd give anything to be on that field to give one last game. I mean, playing college football, it's not the same as playing high school football. So going through that locker room right now, I mean, the coaches are amped up and fired and definitely motivating the players to get out there and keep fighting. And the players are probably either down on themselves, and that's why the coaches are there, getting them up and getting them motivated to definitely come out here and give another performance that they can actually stay in the game. I mean, they're only down 2 scores,
Exactly.
so it's definitely possible, definitely reachable. And by the looks of that first half, back in the first quarter when they had that sporadic run, got brought back, and then they ended up scoring again, they can do that at any time, and it's definitely something that they can do in the second half at any time. So
Exactly.
it's definitely going to be an exciting second half here at Matt Aldrich Field. In the locker room, they're going to come out fired as anything.
Exactly. And, I want you to touch on something. You have played in college. Tell us about the difference in that. I mean, what makes high school so much better?
I mean, you're closer with your high school friends. You grew up with them in the same city, in the same town, and you get to be on the field with them as like a mini army, as they say. And you're fighting another war or fighting another battle, and in this case, it's Durfee, New Bedford. Once you get to college, it's people from everywhere, all different states throughout the country, and it takes a while to get that team chemistry. But here in Fall River at Durfee, you know what I mean. In high school, you definitely grew up with them. You know each other, so definitely I prefer high school football over college, if that's what you're trying to say.
That's great. Well, we're almost done with halftime. Right now, the score is 18-8 Whalers. And we're going to take a look at another video on your screen, so don't change the channel because we're staying right here.
Hi, I'm Renee Kochman from Fred TV, and I'm here with Barbara Travis from Citizens for Citizens, Operation Christmas Telethon.
It's that time of the year again, Renee. I bother Renee all year long. Well, we touch base. He's like my adopted son. But we're here to do Operation Christmas, and we all know if you live in our area that the times are tough out there. A lot of the companies that have supported us over the year have cut back. They're still helping us. So we're making a gentle appeal that if you're interested in supporting the agency and our program, you can call us here. Our number here at CFC is 508-679-0001, and if you have an auction item, or if you want to just come down to the mall and give us a hand, we'd appreciate it.
Yep, we'll be at the New Harbor Mall December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th this year, and we're going to be live on Channel 17, Fred TV, here in Fall River, as well as live on Channel 9 in Somerset and Channel 98 in Swansea. So we're actually reaching out to the communities around Fall River to help support this worthy cause. I know for the years that I've been involved in it, it's always turns into a huge family of people that come down and support the event. We have a lot of
Yeah.
entertainment. We have food for the volunteers, and we have people in the community actually giving a lot to what we're trying to accomplish. So we could use your help out there, and if you can, please tune in, bid on some of the auction items. We have some of the auction items here already, a really nice North Face jacket.
The ski shop.
Yep. We also have a nice television set already, and we're going to be getting a lot more items. I know Detective Tom Chase is out there, who every year gets us a lot of items to auction off. And I'm just really excited again this year. I think we have a challenge, but Fall River can do it. This is a great community, and we need your help.
You know, Renee, you made a very good point, is that we see each other. This program runs because we are a family, and it is so nice every year to see the Operation Christmas family come back.
And I want you to always remember this, is that not only do you have to be good in school, but you have to be good at home. You have got to be good to your family, because that's where it starts, right? I mean, who takes care of you?
Mom, Dad, Nana, and the family.
Okay, great.
A lot of people that work and support our program don't even live in this area anymore. They come in, they bring volunteers. We go through seeing grandchildren, children graduating from high school, from college. So we have been a family, and I've always said that this program works, not because I've got the big mouth and I'm on the TV. It works because we are a family, and a family that stays together. We're in touch with each other. They make it work. And so please join us, help us. We all know what the environment is going on out there. We know things are tough. But in all the years I've done it, and it's been 35 years, I kind of feel it's going to be tough out there. But we're going to service the children, and I know our community will come through.
It's amazing to me because I always see that we get there and the phones start ringing, and my students from Durfee High School come down to volunteer and work the entire weekend. I have former students that show up that come back again and visit.
That's the family.
And it is a family event. We hope you can be a part of it. Again, it's going to be live on Channel 17, December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And in Fall River on Channel 17, and in Somerset on Channel 9, and Swansea Channel 98.
And another thing, any donations that are made to the Operation Christmas Telethon go solely for the purchase of the toys. You don't use that money for anything else but to purchase the toys for the children.
One thing that's also going to be a part of the telethon, every year we have great entertainment. I don't know who we have lined up this year, but we're going to be reaching out to all of the different bands and singers and choral groups in the city, and we hope to bring you some great entertainment as well. I do know that weekend is the actual Christmas parade.
Absolutely.
So that'll be a part of the celebration as well on our sister channel, Channel 18 FRG TV. So we have a lot of festivities planned for you, and
Looking forward to it.
we're going to have a good time. So we hope you can be a part of that.
This cannot go on, and this event cannot go on without Fred TV, Renee Kochman, and all the students. And I love it when I go because I had a granddaughter that was in Fred before she graduated, and she'd call me Nana, and all the young men and women call me Nana. And I'm out about doing my business, and someone will say to me, "Hi, Nana," and I swing around.
Okay, welcome back to McAldrich Field. You just saw a video there promoting Operation Christmas. It's a telethon that happens every year, December first weekend in December. This year it's December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's a great cause. I love being a part of it. I'm there every year.
Yeah, me too. And we're always there helping out behind the scenes or even on camera. And this year, it's going to be more exciting than ever, from Citizens for Citizens, benefiting benefiting the children and helping them get a better Christmas.
Absolutely. We're going to direct your attention to the field. The Durfee Marching Band is going to put on their show now. So sit back and relax and listen to some great music.
to 6340. Vanessa Bill, also the guest speaker for the 1981 Youth of the Year, and the President, Durfee High School Athletic Director Victor Ferrero. So at the beginning of the game, the Hilltoppers won the toss. And the Hilltoppers elected to receive. As a result, they'll begin the second half kicking the ball away.
Kick off! Kick off, team! Get out there! Kick off, team! Kick off!
Welcome back, folks, to Mac Aldridge Field. You just saw the Durfee Marching Band put on a great show. Did a nice Billy Joel medley. That was pretty cool. And the Whalers are beginning the half. They will be receiving as they kicked off to begin the game. They're up 18-8 right now. And Robert, what do you think the Hilltoppers can do to try to, get back in this game?
Just really quickly, I think the Hilltoppers need to stick with their running game. Raheem Barzi, who had that spurt 99-yard touchdown run that got called back. I mean, he hasn't got enough touches to even make a difference right now. But as you're looking, Durfee Hilltoppers give a squib kick. New Bedford jumps on it. But going back to that, I think they need to focus more on their running game, pop a couple passes here and there. As you saw, the pass game wasn't working as much. I mean, they did get the touchdown out of it, but they definitely need to focus more on Raheem Barzi at the running back position.
I'd have to agree with you right now because the running backs, they were doing pretty well earlier in the game.
Quarterback from shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Sprints left. Mike Raposa finds a seam, picks up about, still trucking, breaks a couple tackles, picks up about 9 on the play. That was number 15, Mike Raposa. We do see some flags on the field. Holding, blocking the back, New Bedford.
And you have to think, if the Whalers hold on to this game, my MVP is definitely going to be quarterback Mike Raposa. He has done it all so far in this game, mostly even in the second quarter. The first quarter, the Whalers were pretty quiet, and they exploded for the 18 points in the second quarter. So Raposa has done a very, very good job jumping in as quarterback on such a big game like this one. The rivalry between these two teams is historic.
And there really is a lot of pressure on the quarterback position, never mind being the backup filling in for the biggest game of the year. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Quarterback back in shotgun. Drops back to pass. Has an open New Bedford Whaler. Bobbles the catch, but catches it. Brought down about the 31-yard line. 29, excuse me. Beautiful pass by Mike Raposa to a wide open New Bedford receiver.
That was outstanding. You're talking about doing it all, and that was maybe as good of a pass as you could have. Receiver was downfield, he was open. He bobbled it a little bit, but he was able to gain control of it and bring it down, and that was about a 50-yard catch.
That is a 45-yard completed pass for the Whalers. Handoff was to number 5, Kevin News for New Bedford. It's a gain of about 3 as he stumbles his way to a second down. Second down.
Picks up about 3 on the play. 9 minutes on the clock. 18-8 here at Mac Aldridge Field in Fall River, Mass. Happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, cousins, aunts, and uncles. Beautiful day here at Fall River, Massachusetts, Mac Aldridge Field, Durfee High School. 18-8, New Bedford over Durfee. Quarterback back in shotgun. Gets the handoff. Immediately tackled. Maybe a pick up about 1 or 2 on the play.
Don't forget, folks, that If you can't view this on your TV sets at home, if you're out of Fall River or you don't have Comcast, you can log on to www.fredtv.us. You see it on your screen at home there. You can watch Fred TV streaming on the web live 24/7, and you can, of course, see this game on there right now.
And again, for friends and family that live out of state, live across the country, wherever they may be, can still tune in to this unbelievable rivalry, Durfee, New Bedford, Thanksgiving morning. Shotgun formation, handoff up the middle, fakes it, takes it himself, picks up about maybe one on the play, immediately tackled by a Durfee defender.
Yeah, he got tripped up there. He was almost gone, and the Durfee defender there grabbed his legs and tripped him up.
It's going to be 4th down at about 6 on the 24-yard line. And they're going for it. Shotgun formation, drops back to pass. Scrambles, takes it himself. Looks like he's going to get that first down. Tackled out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
The Whalers fans certainly think he got it. We'll wait and see if they have to measure the chain. Nope, the chains are moving. So he got the first down on that one.
Just a trend that New Bedford has continued from the first half to now the second half, moving those chains, whether it's run or pass. They're getting the job done here today.
Exactly. Actually, in this situation, I like them going for it on 4th down. You're up by 10. You have the ball. You're way downfield. So the worst thing that could happen is the Hilltoppers would take over at about the 25.
Shotgun quarterback takes it himself, would immediately sacked in the backfield at about the 25-yard line. There's going to be a decent loss on that one of about 6. We have 6:30 to go in the third quarter. 18-8. New Bedford. As we await New Bedford breaking the huddle. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to Fred TV here at Channel 17 in Fall River, Mass. Happy Thanksgiving. Quarterback and shotgun, takes it, drops back, scrambles right. Has a wide open New Bedford receiver he overthrew. Wide open New Bedford receiver ran down the sideline. Not a single defender was with him and overthrew him.
Yeah, it was just a little floater there that floated a bit too high. And, you go out of bounds, you catch it, it doesn't really matter because you're still out of bounds. You're not going to be in play. So they let that one go.
And
They'll
from
have a
the
3rd and 15.
From the corner of safety position, you're saying, thank you, God, he overthrew him. Thank you.
Exactly.
We have 3rd and about 15 on the 21-yard line. 6 minutes on the clock. Bedford from shotgun. Hands off up the middle, immediately tackled by a Durfee defender.
We talked earlier about New Bedford playing to get into the playoffs. Right now, Brockton is losing to Bridgewater Rain at 14-0 at the half. So if Brockton loses this game, despite beating New Bedford earlier in the season, Brockton will be out of the playoffs, and New Bedford, if they win this game, will be in. So New Bedford is certainly playing their hearts out. They want to win this game. They want to get to the postseason.
Mike Raposa attempting to kick. Be about a 37-yard field goal. Snap is down, kick is up. And no good, wide right. Hilltoppers, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
I have to say that after the second quarter, the Whalers put up 18 points. That's probably the first break that the Hilltoppers have gotten while the Whalers have had the football. It's the missed field goal. So the Whalers will take over on downs, and we're about halfway through the third quarter here. McAldrich Field, thank you for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody here. You're live on Fred TV from Durfee High School.
Tavelis Oliver making the first appearance of the third quarter from the shotgun. We have a toss right. Barzy takes it, sneaks it between a couple defenders, picks up about 3 on the play. That was Raheem Barzy, running back for Durfee.
And the Whalers were ready for that one. Just ran into a lot of traffic right there, and he did gain 3, which is good. You know, keep the clock rolling and keep moving down the field.
Keep the positive yardage going.
Exactly.
Quarterback in shotgun, 1 receiver to the left, 2 spread out right. Sprints left. Was going to do an option, but immediately tackled at the 20-yard line by the New Bedford defender. Pick up a 0 on that play. Approaching 4 minutes in the third quarter. Is definitely going to need to think of a play and get that first down, pick up momentum, get the drives going, move the chains. Slow and steady wins the race, and that's how they really need to do it here with Raheem Barzy getting more plays, getting their running game into effect.
Exactly, and unfortunately they just lost the 3 that they gained on the previous play, so now it's back to a 3rd and 10, 3rd and long for the Hilltoppers.
Quarterback in shotgun, drops back to pass, has an open receiver. Dropped at about the 35-yard line, incomplete pass. That was intended for number 8, Tyler Pacheco.
Pacheco just couldn't handle it. That was a great pass by the quarterback for the Hilltoppers, and unfortunately, just couldn't handle it.
Going to bring up about 4th and long, again from the 20-yard line. Only reasonable option to do is to actually punt the ball. There are no place whatsoever to go for any fakes or reverses.
No, especially down 10, you don't want to chance it right now.
Bad snap, fumbles it, decides to run with it, which is probably not a good idea. Turns the corner and picks up maybe about 2, but it's still a loss of 3. Whalers are in perfect field condition to continue the drive they had the previous drive before.
Yeah, if you're the Hilltoppers, that's the last thing that you wanted to see happen. Unfortunately, though, yeah, the snap was just a little to the side there, and the kicker couldn't handle it. So Whalers take over now on downs, and they really are in great position. They're only 13 yards away from the end zone, and they're going to look to continue adding to their score. Up by 10 already.
Quarterback in shotgun, Mike Raposa, number 15 for the Whalers. Flags thrown. Looks like what it is, a false start. And it is a false start on New Bedford, 5-yard penalty. First and 15 for the Whalers. If you're just tuning in, 18-8 here at Mac Aldridge Fields, Durfee High School, New Bedford on top. Quarterback in shotgun, rolls right. Doesn't have anything, scrambles away and sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Great defensive execution there by Durfee.
Yeah, it pushes the Whalers back even further. They lost 5 on the false start, and now they lost another 2.5 to 3 yards. So it'll be a 2nd and 17 for the Whalers on their next play.
It's going to be 2nd and about 18 for the Whalers.
2:45 on the clock. Quarterback drops back to pass. Has a wide open receiver, incomplete. Great defensive play by the cornerback on that play. Breaking up the pass. I mean, it was a wide open receiver, and they somehow got in there to deflect it away.
Absolutely. You know, the ball was there, and it just didn't happen for the Whalers there. He couldn't connect. So a big 3rd down here for the Hilltoppers. A big stop. They have plenty of yardage, you know, to work with, but you don't want the Whalers to get too close for comfort.
Again, New Bedford back in the shotgun. Drops back the pass. Screen left to number 5, Kevin Nunes. Immediately tackled by number 54, John Ramos. Loss of 8 yards on the play.
I'd say that's the best that the Whalers defense has looked all game long. That was a huge, huge stop. And not sure if at this point the Whalers can even try to go for it. I don't know if they can punt.
Timeout Durfee.
It is a 20-second timeout taken by Durfee. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And again, be sure to join Barbara and the crew from Citizens for Citizens for their annual Operation Christmas Telethon. We'll have it live all weekend here for you starting Friday, December 2nd through Sunday, December 4th. Tune in, make some bids, and help some area children in their holiday a more joyful experience for this holiday season. Happy holidays from all of us here as well as Citizens for Citizens.
It looks like New Bedford's going to go for it and just try to push Durfee back a little further and give up the downs. We'll see what happens here.
Quarterback back. Sacked in the backfield by a number of Durfee defenders at a 41-yard line.
Well, that got the
Number
crowd into it.
43, Jordan Furtado, and 41, Emmanuel Fernandez on the sack. A great display of persistence and execution by the Durfee defense.
Absolutely. They caused the Whalers to lose about 25 yards on that drive, and that woke the crowd up. Now the Hilltoppers have some great field position. They're starting at the 40. Let's see if they can bounce back and keep moving down the field and try to get a score.
The crowd is chanting, the stands are rumbling, and let's bring that emotion onto the field as every Durfee player is up and cheering their teammates on. With the momentum on the offense, let's hope for their score. Handoff right to number 2. That was Isaiah Slowick, but there is a flag on the play. Let's tune into the refs to see what it could be. That was a false start on the Hilltoppers. It was declined by New Bedford, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Excuse me, 2nd and 11. It was a loss of 1 on the play. Timeout Hilltoppers. Some miscommunication on the sideline.
Interesting to decline the penalty there. I guess the Whalers are thinking, let's keep the downs moving instead of repeating, the first down and have more yardage to gain for the Hilltoppers. Better to just have less downs. We remind you, folks, you can watch this game and Fred TV 24/7 on the web at www.fredtv.us, and following the game we'll have some post-game analysis, so don't go anywhere.
Quarterback in shotgun, fakes the handoff, takes it himself, immediately sacked at the 40-yard line. Pickup of 0 on that play. Clock rolling down to a minute and 20. 18-8 here at Mac Aldrich Field. Durfee losing to New Bedford.
About 1 minute left to play in the third quarter. Had no scoring in this quarter, just a lot of defense.
Quarterback Tavelos Oliver leading the huddle. from the shotgun position. Receiver left, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Fakes the handoff, actually hands it off up the middle, finds a seam, wide open down the sideline. And that was number 43, Jordan Furtado, one of the running backs here today, with the incredible run down the sideline. Found a seam up the middle, bounced it outside. Good chunk of yardage there for the Hilltoppers.
This is that big play that we were discussing. You know, we saw earlier the 99-yard or 98-yard rush for a touchdown that got brought back. Well, these big plays to gain chunks of yardage is going to pay dividends in the end. That was about a 38-yard rush for the Hilltoppers.
Now the shotgun toss left to Raheem Barzi, who bounces it out, breaks past the defender and gets tackled. That looks like the 20-yard line, 19-yard line, excuse me.
Gain of about 5 or 6 there. Barzi's having a very nice game. Solid performance.
Let's see if they get it off before the quarter ends. It's ticking down to about 5 seconds. That's Coach LaJon Jones, Durfee's head coach, first year. And that's it for the third quarter. 18-8. New Bedford over the Hilltoppers. A beautiful sunny day here at Mac Aldridge Field in Fall River, Mass. We thank you for tuning in to Fred TV as we have live coverage of the Thanksgiving Day game. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Well, Robert, the Hilltoppers are marching down the field. They're at the 17-yard line, and they really could use a touchdown here, bring it to within 3. The defense has looked really good in the second half, and they have about 10 minutes left to play in this game, 10-minute quarter. Do you see a comeback here at home, or do you think that the Whalers might end up putting it away after they get the ball back?
With the way it's going right now, Durfee still definitely has a chance at the comeback. I mean, the momentum is on their side right now with the huge stop of New Bedford. They're on offense. They have control of the ball. They can definitely score. I mean, it's a 2-possession game, so there's definitely possibility here.
Exactly. First step is to get the ball in the end zone for the Hilltoppers, right?
Correct. Durfee's going to take the ball from 17-yard line, 2nd and 5. Fresh start to the fourth quarter. The refs are mingling, getting the yardage straightened away, where to put the ball. Quarterback Tavelis Oliver from shotgun. Runs right, takes it himself, gets past one defender, but immediately tackled. Maybe a pickoff of about 1 on the play. Quarterback in shotgun. 2 receivers spread out left, 1 to the right. Some miscommunication on the field. Looks like a false start Durfee. Just trying to get the Whalers to go off sides, but actually backfired.
Yeah, that's a tough break because you had a 3rd and 4, a 3rd and short, and now it's going to go to a 3rd and long, and it's going to make it difficult for the Hilltoppers to regroup from there.
And you figure there's 9 minutes to score 2 touchdowns. They definitely need to have good time management skills on the offensive part, get the 3 and out on the defensive part, and then score again.
Absolutely. You know, you say they got to score 2 touchdowns, but they also got to make sure that they play very strong defense to blank the Whalers in this quarter. Because you can't allow the Whalers to score another touchdown.
Quarterback from shotgun takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls left, takes it himself. Wide open, Durfee receiver. Touchdown, Durfee.
What a great play.
Beautifully executed play. Fake the handoff right, rolls around to the left. Wide open receiver in the end zone. Touchdown pass delivered by Tavelis Oliver.
That's awesome. Oliver says, forget the first down. I'm going to the end zone on 3rd down.
And that's an extra 6 points to their scorebook.
Now they'll attempt a point after and try to make it a 3-point game. That's huge after the defensive stop. That's a huge scoring drive.
8:53 on the clock. It looks like they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Raheem Barzi in the backfield. Almost like a swinging gate formation. Quarterback under center. Running back motion right. Scrambles right. Wide open Durfee receiver. Touchdown. Extra point. 2-point conversion Durfee. 18-16. New Bedford.
I am shocked that they went for 2 there. You know, you never know. Again, you know, the point after, everybody, you know, touchdown 7 points. Well, a touchdown is 6 points. You still got to kick the ball. But I'm very surprised that they went for the 2 points. And, you know, luckily for them, it turned out well, because now, if they hold New Bedford, a field goal can give them the lead.
And exactly, it didn't look so good going for that 2-point conversion after the touchdown. But now that they completed the 2-point conversion, it is just that much better for the Durfee offense to get those 2 points. 18-16, New Bedford on top. Durfee underway to kick off. Here in the 4th quarter, 8 minutes and 53 seconds. Thank you for tuning in to Fred TV. Happy Thanksgiving here at Mac Aldrich Field.
I'll tell you one thing. We talked about that Durfee pride. There are alumni here, parents here, friends, family. The stands are packed right now, and they're rocking. That touchdown really woke up the crowd, and everybody's back into it as we come down to the last 8 minutes or so of football.
Squib kick by Durfee. Picked up by New Bedford. Mike Raposa, the quarterback, doing everything, has a beautiful run back to about the 40-yard line. And you know, this isn't just about Durfee, ladies and gentlemen. New Bedford, if they do win this game, with the loss of Brockton as it seems to be, New Bedford will continue to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Last check, Bridgewater Rainham was on top 14-0 over Brockton at the half. The game was supposed to be played last night. They postponed it. The only way this is happening now, Brockton beat New Bedford earlier this season, but Brockton right now is 5-5. If they lose, it'll be 5-6. And if New Bedford wins, who is 4-5 right now, New Bedford will be 5-5. A 500 record's better than a losing one. So New Bedford would still get the playoff berth.
It was a pickup of about 3, but immediately stopped by the Durfee defense. That was including a bunch of Durfee players. Number 11, Christopher Rondon. 54, John Ramos. Second and long on the play, the 42-yard line. Second and about 7. Quarterback handoff, fumbles. Mike Raposa gets it and turns a nothing into something as he finds a seam down the sideline. And there he is, number 15, Mike Raposa from New Bedford, Mr. Everything. We have an injured New Bedford Whaler on the field. But he does get the ball inside the 20 to about the 16, 17-yard line.
Yeah, the Whalers back into the red zone where they've lived for most of this game. And that was almost really a scary situation for the Whalers as the ball was fumbled but then recovered by Raposa. And, yeah, he gained about 20 on that play. It didn't look very good. That was Kevin Nunes who was down, but he's up walking off the field. Seems to be okay. And we'll resume play here. 7:48 on the clock, and the Hilltoppers in desperate need of a stop here.
You know, emotionally, Durfee was flying sky high with the touchdown and coming back up 18-16. But they got to keep that under control. You can't just be too happy about just one touchdown. You have to think when you're scoring and playing defense. Quarterback from shotgun, number 15, Mike Raposa. Takes it himself up the middle. Pick of about 1. Immediately tackled by a number of Durfee defenders, including number 54, John Ramos.
I'll tell you, Raposa's only 5'11", but he seems bigger than most of the players out there. He's very tough to take down. Once he gets moving, it's like, really, it's very difficult for the Hilltoppers. He just refuses to quit, refuses to go down.
You know, and once again, we're just going to talk about the athleticism of these two quarterbacks, both Tavelis Oliver from Durfee and Mike Raposa, especially Mike Raposa from New Bedford. Basically kicking the ball, returning the ball, playing quarterback, being the running back. And he's just the backup quarterback who's filling in for the injured New Bedford starting quarterback. Mike Raposa took it to the left, tackled at about the 20-yard line.
Now you talk about Raposa, I mean, easily has 100 yards rushing in this game. Putting on a clinic out there just on the offense, in every aspect of the offense.
At this point in the game, at most, Durfee needs to stop them to a field goal. Because with the time nearing 6 minutes, it will be really hard to overcome 2 touchdowns. Timeout, New Bedford. It's going to be 3rd and 10 on the 18.
Whalers taking the timeout, trying to figure out which play they're going to run here. Maybe give the defense a little something, a little extra time to think, you know, and let this settle in. This is a big, big stop for the Hilltoppers. They can afford to give up the field goal. They'd prefer not to, I'm sure, but they can afford to give up a field goal. A touchdown here would be disastrous at this point.
Quarterback in shotgun. Drops back. Has a receiver to the left. Broken up by the Durfee defender. Incomplete pass.
More importantly, no flags on the play. As I said earlier, there was another pass attempt earlier. It was incomplete. The defender was looking at the ball the whole time. There's no way you can throw pass interference, a flag on that. He's going for the ball just like the receiver.
That pass was intended for Kevin Nunes, number 5 from New Bedford. Once again broken up by the Durfee defender.
So now the question is to go for it or not to go for it for the Whalers. They have a 4th and 10. They got a long way to go.
That is the question.
But we saw the Hilltoppers just a couple minutes ago. They had a 3rd and 8, and they got it in the end zone.
New Bedford electing to go for the field goal. Mike Raposa, the quarterback, who is also the kicker, attempting the kick. The ball is up. Hold is down. The kick is off. And it is no good. Once again, a Durfee stop. They'll go on offense, 1st and 10. For what seems to be, could be the last drive of the game, as we're under 6 minutes here at Mac Aldrich Field in Durfee High School.
And Raposa just didn't get good footing on that one, so he's missed 2. 1 for 3 today on the field goals. He had one earlier to close out the first half, but the second half he's 0 for 2 in field goal attempts. I haven't seen this crowd more alive than it is right now, Robert.
You're absolutely right, and it's the rivalry of these two teams that brings this community together and stand for one cause in a high school football game of over 103 years. Running back in motion right, quarterback shotgun, sprints left, has a running back, gives him a pitch, pick up about 1 if they're lucky. Wasn't really that good of a decision to make, as the running back was maybe 2 feet from the side of him. But nonetheless, pick up about 1. We do have flags on the field. Holding against the Hilltoppers, which is another trend that seems to be killing them all game.
There's been a lot of flags in the last couple of quarters. The first quarter was pretty clean. Time just kept rolling off the clock, but the last 3 quarters we've seen a lot of yellow flags on the fields, and this is going to push the Hilltoppers back.
And they're coming at points in the game where they can't really afford it.
Exactly. This is crunch time right now. You really need to make the most of the time you have, but not leave too much on the clock, because we've seen the Whalers, one big play and they're down 40 yards. So you can't leave much time on the clock either. So time management is a really big thing, and I'm sure Coach Jones is well aware of the clock right now.
Quarterback in shotgun, fakes the handoff, rolls right, has no one but a little receiver, and he gets hammered by number 45, Ricky Mores of New Bedford. Looks like a loss of about 3. The ball will be on the 8-yard line. Coach Taylor Brown discussing matters with the quarterback, number 10, Tavelis Oliver.
One thing you got to make sure of is you're so close to the end zone right now. The Whalers defenders have been right on the quarterback for the Hilltoppers. You can't get sacked in the end zone, because the safety would really not turn out very well. That puts 2 points on the board for the Whalers, and then they get the ball back.
Handoff up the middle. Raheem Barze picks up about 3 on the play. Be 3rd and long, 3rd and 22. Excuse me, 3rd and about 15.
Hilltoppers have been running the ball a lot. I think they really need to send some wide receivers right down the sidelines and go for the pass attempt. I mean, you got to go for broke right now.
They definitely do on the other side of the field. 80-plus yards ahead of them. You need to pick up some yards somehow. Quarterback in shotgun. Calling signals to the left. Takes the snap. Flags appear everywhere. Delay of game against the Hilltoppers. It's the little things that kill a team, and that's what's happening right now. A display of poor time management that they need to overcome very quickly with what it's 4 minutes on the clock, 18-6, New Bedford.
Yeah, and the clock continues to roll, and delay of games, especially like I said in crunch time, that's something that's really difficult to take. That's something you really have to be aware of. Unfortunately, it happens. All you can say is the Hilltoppers need to regroup. They have a 3rd and 20 coming up right here.
Drops back, rolls right, finds a running back in the middle of nowhere, breaks a couple tackles, gets up to about the 20-yard line. And now it's to number 43, Jordan Furtado. He's a senior here at Durfee High School. 5'9", 210-pound.
They gained some
Running
good
back.
ground on that, but it looks like they have to go for it. Of course, again, the time's still rolling on the clock. Now coming to 3 minutes left in this game, and I don't know if they're saving timeouts or if they're out of timeouts at this point, but it's 4th and 11, and this is most likely for the game right here.
Punts it away to about rolling past the 40-yard line, nearing the 35, the 34-yard line where it comes to rest.
That was unexpected. I thought they were going for it there, Robert, and it looks like they're going to play defense. They've been able to stop them so far, and hopefully they can get the ball back very quickly.
Nearing 2 minutes, they definitely need to get a 3-and-out, a very quick 3-and-out at that. Hopefully the defense can come up with a big play, maybe an interception, a fumble, do something. They need something right now. 18-16, New Bedford over Durfee. Bedford in shotgun. Gives the handoff up the middle, and it's stopped by the Durfee defenders immediately at about the 35-yard line, 36-yard line, excuse me. 2nd and about 8.
You have the timeout. That'll stop the clock at 2:24. You can't allow a first down here if you're the Hilltoppers, because if you do, that's really, really going to put it very close to over at this point, because the clock will just continue to run.
As they break the huddle, defense regroups. And that's the thing about high school football. It's not all about the physicalness and the big, tough wide receivers or running backs who can run 40-yard dashes and things like that. It's about strategy and managing the time and picking what plays will work at certain areas in the game. Quarterback takes the snap, runs up the middle. Maybe about the 38-yard line. There's much more to the game of football than the physicalities of each player and what each player can do. There's the mental part of it, and that's what it's coming down to right now as we near 2 minutes here at Mac Aldrich Field in Fall River, Mass.
Well said, Robert. Of course, you know all about that. Of course, being on the team, when you were here at Durfee, you know what's going through the minds of these players right now. I can recall my senior year, it was, talk about less than ideal conditions. It's like there was a nor'easter. It was in New Bedford. It was a mud bath.
Right.
Total mud bath. And I'm sure you remember that game.
I was actually in that game.
That's right.
And it was take out your sleds and start sliding. That's how bad it was out there.
Exactly. But, and the Hilltoppers on the road came through late in the game. And, they have the opportunity to do that. There's one timeout left for the Hilltoppers, so if they get the stop here, 3rd and 5, they can use it to stop the clock and try to keep moving down the field.
This might be the deciding factor of how this game will turn out, ladies and gentlemen. If Durfee can stop them, use the timeout before the 2-minute warning, they will definitely have a chance to win this game. Quarterback takes it up the middle, and he is short of the first down. Depending on what they decide to do on 4th down will alter the decision on what happens. It's 4th and short for New Bedford right now. 2 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock. I believe Durfee is out of timeouts.
Yeah, that was Durfee's last timeout. So it's interesting to see the Whalers have gone for it before. The tough thing is, while it's only 2 yards, they're still in Hilltopper territory, and if they give it up here, Hilltoppers can just get into field goal range and win the game. Obviously easier said than done, but on paper, that looks like what they could do.
It does look pretty good on paper right now.
Crowd getting loud behind their defense. You have to think this next play, if the Whalers go for it, will be for the game. But it looks like they might be getting ready to punt the ball.
It does, but you have to expect the unexpected right now. New Bedford has punted the ball before, so you can't always assume that they're going to punt the ball.
Exactly. They
It's
faked
only
it
1 yard.
once.
They could fall down and get the first down at any time.
Yeah, of course. They faked it before. They could fake it again.
But they are going to punt. A line drive type punt. Brought down to about the... Oh, there's a flag.
That's a late
Brought
hit
down
if there ever was
the
one.
25-yard line. A late hit is what it seems to be. Unsportsmanlike conduct from number 5. Kevin Nunes had the late hit on a Durfee defender.
Absolutely. And you know, that's not something, your team's ahead right now. The silly mistakes to let emotion get involved like that, you know, sometimes you can't help it. But at this point in the game, you got to be aware of what you're doing on the field. And that was something that could propel, you know, it puts the Hilltoppers that much closer now because that was a penalty. You can't do that.
Yeah, you really can't. As the player who did that to the Durfee defender, I mean, yeah, you laid him out. Oh, you feel good. But guess what? Now you have a penalty. Now you have to give Durfee yardage. You put your team on the line. And the bigger picture is that Durfee is getting better field position because of your inconsiderableness.
That was a big 15-yard penalty.
That's huge field position for these Durfee Hilltoppers who have momentum on their side. Their sidelines, crowd, fans, everyone is standing up, clapping, going crazy. Mascot running back and forth. Quarterback gets flushed out of the pocket, scrambles left.
That was the best thing he could have done. Without timeouts, he got out of bounds to stop the clock. If he hadn't gotten there, he knew he couldn't break in and go forward down the field. So yes, they lost yardage, but that was huge to get out of bounds.
Loss
because
of
they're
about
out of timeouts.
Loss of about 10 on that play. But that is huge. Getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. You have no timeouts. I mean, what are you going to do? You have to get out of bounds. 1 minute and 49 seconds on the clock. 18-6. New Bedford over Durfee. Crunch time. Fourth quarter. This is what high school football is about. Second and long here for Durfee.
Absolutely, and the crowd is just totally into it right now. It's that Durfee pride showing its black and red colors right now.
Shotgun. Pass. Caught by the receiver. Brought down around the 40-yard line.
Clock still rolling. He couldn't get out of bounds there.
Looks like
The
it was
clock
caught by
will continue to tick.
Caught by Tyler Pacheco, number 8, the receiver for Durfee. But the clock is still running, as you can see on your screen, 1 minute and 20 seconds. The QB has taken his time, which doesn't seem to be very effective right now. Quarterback out of shotgun, trips left, drops back to pass. Swarmed by New Bedford, sacked at the 25-yard line. Really a momentum killer, mentally a killer, and the motivation of these players is getting brought down right now as that sack really hurt them.
Yeah, the clock keeps rolling, and it's going to end up being now about 4th and maybe 24. They lost about 10 yards. That's a real tough break for the Hilltoppers because they were in good position. And right now they're trying to get settled in formation. Clock's ticking.
Clock
30
is ticking.
seconds.
Time clock is ticking. 25 seconds left. Thanksgiving Day game here in November. Last play of the game. Durfee against New Bedford. They need it. Complete. Fumble. Ball's fumbled again. Finally stopped around the 35-yard line. And this one belongs to the Whalers, ladies and gentlemen. 8 seconds left here at Mack Aldridge Field. New Bedford, what seems to be, will come out, take a kneel, and they will have defeated the Durfee Hilltoppers 18-16. A devastating loss here at Mack Aldridge Field.
Yeah, Robert. Last year was a fourth quarter game, and again, this was a fourth quarter game. It really looked like everything was in the Hilltoppers' favor. As we're telling them, they got to get the touchdown. And we said, okay, they got to stop the Whalers. They did that, and the Hilltoppers just unfortunately faltered at the end here. The Whalers will take the knee just to run out the final few seconds. In fact, it's 8 seconds. And unfortunately for Durfee, they'll have to just regroup for next year. They lost 7 in a row to end the year. The good news is the offense started to turn around because they got shut out 3 times this season.
Yep.
And at least they were able to get some points and keep it competitive and hold their defenders as well.
Yeah,
Because the Whalers did not put up a lot of points in this game. They kept it close.
They really didn't, and they kept the heads up high the whole game, all the way to the end. Penalties and all, fumbles, interceptions, different penalties at point in times when you didn't need them. I mean, everything really happened in this game. The points showed how close of a game it was. 18-16 here at McAldrich Field, Durfee High School in Fall River, Mass. I mean, it was the epitome of what a rivalry really is, and New Bedford came out on top, 18-16.
Exactly. It really was a good football game. Like we said, a lot of penalties, unfortunately, later in the game, but it was really overall a very, very exciting game, and it's great to be here doing this with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, Evan. Teams lining up to show the sportsmanlike. Shaking hands. I know emotions are still high. Anything could happen. Chitter-chatter back and forth between the players. We've seen it all here.
With this win, the Whalers make it 4 in a row over the Hilltoppers on Thanksgiving Day since these last 4 years. So
that's Coach Golden right there, congratulating every Durfee player for their season. Good games.
Folks, stick around because we're going to be doing some post-game analysis here briefly. Just to recap for those who might have missed most of this game, we're going to recap the scores and the scoring plays for you. And we're going to go down on the field in just a few seconds to get some sound from down on the field, and we'll come back to the booth in just a few minutes.
Barbara Travis from Citizens for Citizens, Operation Christmas Telethon.
It's that time of the year again, Renee. I bother Renee all year long. Well, we touch base. He's like my adopted son. But we're here to do Operation Christmas, and we all know if you live in our area that the times are tough out there. A lot of the companies that have supported us over the year have cut back. They're still helping us. So we're making a gentle appeal that if you're interested in supporting the agency and our program, you can call us here. Our number here at CFC is 508-679-0001. And if you have an auction item, or if you want to just come down to the mall and give us a hand, we'd appreciate it.
Yep, we'll be at the New Harbor Mall December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th this year. And we're going to be live on Channel 17, Fred TV, here in Fall River, as well as live on Channel 9 in Somerset and Channel 98 in Swansea. So we're actually reaching out to the communities around Fall River to help support this worthy cause. I know for the years that I've been involved in it, it's always turns into a huge family of people that come down and support the event. We have a lot of entertainment. We have food for the volunteers, and we have people in the community actually giving a lot to what we're trying to accomplish. So we could use your help out there, and if you can, please tune in, bid on some of the auction items. We have some of the auction items here already, a really nice North Face jacket.
The ski shop.
Yep, we also have a nice television set already, and we're going to be getting a lot more items. I know Detective Tom Chase is out there, who every year gets us a lot of items to auction off. And I'm just really excited again this year. I think we have a challenge, but Fall River can do it. This is a great community, and we need your help.
You know, Renee, you made a very good point, is that we see each other. This program runs because we are a family, and it is so nice every year to see the Operation Christmas family come back.
And I want you to always remember this, is that not only do you have to be good in school, but you have to be good at home. You have got to be good to your family, because that's where it starts, right? I mean, who takes care of you?
Mom, Dad, Nana, and the family.
Okay, great.
A lot of people that work and support our program don't even live in this area anymore. They come in, they bring volunteers. We go through seeing grandchildren, children graduating from high school, from college. So we have been a family, and I've always said that this program works, not because I've got the big mouth and I'm on the TV. It works because we are a family, and a family that stays together. We're in touch with each other. They make it work. And so please join us, help us. We all know what the environment is going on out there. We know things are tough. But in all the years I've done it, and it's been 35 years, I kind of feel it's going to be tough out there. But we're going to service the children, and I know our community will come through.
It's amazing to me because I always see that we get there and the phones start ringing, and my students from Durfee High School come down to volunteer and work the entire weekend. I have former students that show up that come back again and visit.
That's the family.
And it is a family event. We hope you can be a part of it. Again, it's going to be live on Channel 17, December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And in Fall River on Channel 17, and in Somerset on Channel 9, and Swansea Channel 98.
And another thing, any donations that are made to the Operation Christmas Telethon go solely for the purchase of the toys. We don't use that money for anything else but to purchase the toys for the children.
One thing that's also going to be a part of the telethon, every year we have great entertainment. I don't know who we have lined up this year, but we're going to be reaching out to all of the different bands and singers and choral groups in the city. and we hope to bring you some great entertainment as well. I do know that weekend is the actual Christmas parade.
Absolutely.
So that'll be a part of the celebration as well on our sister channel, Channel 18 FRG TV. So we have a lot of festivities planned for you, and we're
Looking forward to it,
we're
Renee.
going to have a good time. So we hope you can be a part of that.
This cannot go on, and this event cannot go on without Fred TV, Renee Kochman, and all the students. And I love it when I go because I had a granddaughter that was in Fred before she graduated, and she'd call me Nana, and all the young men and women call me Nana. And I'm out about doing my business, and someone will say to me, "Hi, Nana," and I spring around thinking I'm going to see my family, and it's a Fred TV young man or woman. So it's a family, and we work hard, and we're there. And please come and join us. Help us when you can. Watch all our auction items. We've got some good stuff coming. And the other thing is, if you're going to go and buy a Christmas gift and you see it at our telethon, you're not only supporting the telethon, but you're doing your Christmas shopping.
And it's a great tax write-off for you. What you do does support the local families here in Fall River.
Welcome back, folks, to McElldredge Field here at Durfee High School. The Whalers just came out on top 4 straight years. Unfortunately for the Hilltoppers, 18-6 was the final score. 18-16, pardon me. Standing on the field right now with Coach Jones for the Hilltoppers. Coach, thanks for coming down, stealing a couple minutes with us.
Anytime.
Talk about the game. A lot of things went right today. The score wasn't, I'm sure, what the Durfee fans wanted, but a lot of things went right. Talk about what went right today.
Came out fired up. We played with a lot of Durfee pride, and we competed up into the last second. Very proud. They showed, though they came up short. You can't always win in life, but lessons are learned that way. And our young guys had an opportunity to figure out what this game meant to all Durfee Hilltoppers and how important it is. And our seniors went out with a loss, but they actually laid the foundations for the future generations of Hilltoppers, and explained to them in a killer picture on Thanksgiving game that it's mandatory that you come out and give your best effort and come out on top on Thanksgiving Day. But good luck to those seniors moving on with their career, and we look forward to bringing a victory in next year and many more years to come.
Exactly. You talk about the years to come. Talk about what you might be doing as preparations during this offseason to try to, get things better, get things moving more, and maybe, improve the record and improve next year, especially on Thanksgiving Day. This rivalry is such a big thing around here. Next year we'll be meeting number 104.
In the off-season, our new motto is, since I've come in, is that there is no off-season in football, and we will go into weightlifting, building our strength, building our agility, and building our explosiveness. Some players are involved in track and wrestling, but the ones that aren't will be involved in the off-season program. And we start up right after Christmas break.
Now, I know that when I played here, there was no organization or affiliation to get all the players together from the football team. I know we play different sports, but is there anything that you guys are going to do for next year to keep all the players connected so that they don't lose touch with each other?
I've came on board in April, and we've been in an off-season started as soon as I got hired. And our players know that January 3rd, if you're not in the sport, you're involved in our off-season program. And I work in the building, and as long as I'm here, football will be a year-round sport.
So you hear that, folks. It is beneficial to have Coach Jones in the building at all times, keeping the football players together as one knit family, and it would definitely benefit next year's performance on the field. We appreciate you guys tuning in to Fred TV. Again, I'm Robert Costa.
I'm Evan Massoud.
We're here with Coach Jones, the head football coach at Durfee High School. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.